to our bowling fans, flash photography is strictly prohibited during competition. In addition, we kindly ask that you silence those cell phones to prevent any distractions to the athletes. This week, the field of play is still that tiled area that belongs to the athletes and the athletes only. We ask that you do not enter the field of play for any reason. All right, bowling fans, pick out your favorite athlete, cheer her on. Ladies, arrows are up. You have a full set of pins. How about a great send-off for the athletes on to quest for royalty at the 2018 USBC Senior Queens. Good luck, ladies.
Took us a bit to figure out who started how many regulars. It shouldn't be that difficult, but we should know.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Bowl TV for the opening round of match play here at the 2018 USBC Senior Queens, taking place at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications, and welcome back. The field of 81 players has been trimmed down to the top 32, and talk about an opening round match here in 43 and 44. Tish Johnson dominated throughout the competition to earn the top overall seed, and her reward for that, the defending champion, the three-time champion, fellow Hall of Famer, Lucy Sandlin. Tish paced the field, averaging better than 234 on her way to a plus 517 total for 15 games of qualifying. Sharon Powers finished second, Leanne Holstenberg third, Michelle Carter fourth, Robin Romeo, the three-time champion, fifth. Going down to the bottom of the standings, Debbie Wade was the last player to get in at minus 12. And then Lucy Sandlin actually finished 33rd overall. But as the defending champion, she was guaranteed a spot in the field. So that eliminated Karen Rowe at minus 14 to just 2 pins. The difference between Debbie Wade and Karen Rowe for that last spot. So Lucy, the defending champion, really never got anything going over the course of 15 games. High game of 242, low game of 161. A lot of 170s, 180s, 190s, 200s in there as well. So potentially using her time in qualifying to get comfortable with the arsenal at her disposal. I'm sure was not looking forward to an opening round match against such an opponent as Tish. So this should be a good one over on 45 and 46. The 16-17 matchup, Tori Carter taking on Cheryl Kessler. Earlier this morning, before our final block, Tori was awarded the high qualifier block for the second round. She moved from 36th up to 8th place before settling into 16th place after 5 additional games. And for Cheryl, she started the day outside of the number, but used those last 5 games to jump up right around 17 spots. Saw her roll 247 here on Bowl TV as well, so we'll see what she can put together for us here. These are 3-game total pinfall matches, so total pins is what it's all about. Get as many as you can. Only worry about beating your opponent. Nothing else matters. Tish takes advantage of the break there. Makes it 3 in a row to start against Lucy. And miscue from Tori in the second. Welcome back, everyone, to Bowl TV. Jared, Kelly, good to see you again. We appreciate the support throughout the week here. 41-foot pattern was freshly applied, so we're back on the fresh. So this is the third go around on the fresh for these competitors. You can find the bracket and all the scores, bowl.com/Senior Queens. We're seeing a few different angles being played here on the right side. Obviously, Tish has the left side to herself in this match. We see Lucy probably playing a little bit further left than where Tori's at. And then Cheryl, the most direct and closest to the gutter. So a few ways to get to the pocket here. On this 41-foot condition. There's a nice shot from Lucy, her first strike in game one. Sharon Powers was the high overall qualifier, or I should say, posted the high block in today's morning round. She has one pair to our left. She earned the number 2 seed overall. Tish makes it 4-4-4. The 12-31. To lead the way and almost make up the difference between her and Tish. Games at 247, 226, 279, 244, and 235 in the morning block. So as the old cliche goes, anything can happen in a 3-game match. Seeding irrelevant. Previous successes on the lanes here. Can only take that information, apply, and hope for the best. You never know what's going to happen. 520 could be a winner. 680 might not be enough to win a match. Mentioned Lucy, a 3-time champion. 2007, her first TR. 2013, the second, and last year in Baton Rouge for the third. For Tish, the Queen's tiara and both the main event and the senior event. About the only title eluding her in her amazing career. Total of 5 top 4 finishes since 2012. Still looking for that first W. Tori Carter, the sister of Hall of Famer and 3-time Senior Queens champion Robin Romeo. Back-to-back spares after the miscue in the second. I think it's 6 for 6 for Tish. Opening up a big lead here in the early going. Really a format where you have to keep your foot on the pedal and to the floor the whole time. You'll never know when your opponent can get lined up. Obviously, at some point, it becomes a mathematical impossibility, but until that moment arrives, you always have to keep an eye on what's taking place. For a lot of folks, they will not even look at the score, not even see what their opponent is doing. Other players like to know those moments, those instances. Nice shot there from Cheryl in the 6th frame. Bouncing back from back-to-back opens. That quick a 70-pin advantage for Tish Johnson against Lucy Sandlin. 2 opens for Lucy. Heard her talking to a few folks prior to this match, just kind of about the week so far, and just really sounded like she never got comfortable out here. Delivers a great shot there in 44, which is something you don't expect to hear too often from a player of Lucy's caliber. Tori ever so close. But converts the spare. But Lucy's still trying to find the picture, and obviously this would be the time to get it going here. Back-to-back light shots on 43. With the double elimination format, players who are eliminated, or who I should say lose this round, will not be eliminated. They will head to the contenders bracket. All that means is they'll have a longer way to go to make it to the stepladder final. Tori makes it up the hill there, striking the 7th. Cheryl Kessler up in lane 46. Enter your shot in just a moment to the far right. There's Cheryl. One of the few players I've seen that far right. Definitely is creating some nice ball reaction. Getting the ball to come back from way downtown. 7 out of 8 for Tish. Already holds the lead, even though she didn't pull any more frames here in game number 1. Max score for Lucy, 186. Tish is not thinking that way. She's thinking More pins, more pins, and more pins. Bracket is available online, so you can see all the matches coming up. We are behind lanes 43 through 46, so you can see our future matches as well. A few more rounds left to go before we're all said and done today. Other matches going on around the house. Number 9, Sharon Aronson taking on number 24, Heidi Pagankoff. Della Kellenbach against Laura Hardiman. Linda Kelly and Robin Romeo. Another matchup of Hall of Famers. Mandy Wilson taking on Beth Owen Chipoleski. Christy Witcher against Barb DeMorst. Tana Spalding against Michelle Carter. Moving to the other side of the bracket, Leanne Holsenberg against Shandy Simchen. Penny Fetterman against Mei-Ling Billingsley. Debbie Ayers against Karen Barkle. Deborah Lee. Just want to make sure I get the first name right here. Julie Harrison. So Julie Harrison against Deborah Lee. Battle of Australia and Canada there. Terry Steins against Kim Power. Battle of Women's Championships teammates. That match, Jeannie Nacarado against the 2010 champ Shar Hamill. Paula Vidal, the 2011 champion, against Janelle Niles. And Sharon Powers, her number 2 seed, taking on Debbie Wade. So Cheryl's going to have the opportunity to finish first on 45 and 46. Hi, Tish. Shouldn't you be bowling right now? I'm talking to all the fans on Bowl TV. Oh, there's folks all around. Tish, would you like to say hi to everyone? Cheryl Kessler is stepping up here in the 9th frame, delivers a nice shot. She can max out at 201. Max score for Tori Carter, 193. So waiting for lane of 43 to cycle through here. That was our top seed. Tish Johnson coming over. Emil Williams Jr. checking in via text. I'd say hi to Tish, but she's up to bowl now, so I can't deliver that message, but got to find a way to kind of keep things loose during those breaks. Obviously, when things are going well, you want to keep going, keep bowling well. Get a quick break in the action. Cheryl up the hill mixes them up. Cannot ice Tish Johnson. Great shot, bounces back 8 out of 9. So for Lucy, Obviously, going to be down here, so you really got to ask yourself, what's the right move? She's found some success on 44, 43 has been the lane that's been getting her. She's had a few light hits there. So what is the adjustment? Cheryl is going to hold the lead after game 1. With decent count, Tori can keep it under 10 pins if she's able to deliver a double in the 10th. Nice finish for the head coach of Baker University. Final 4 strikes to get to 201. Tori wasting no time. Got a chance, nice shot. Makes it a double now in the 180s with good count. She finally gets to kind of see the ball read the right way on 43 and rewarded with a ring 10. Final tally, 201 at 192, advantage Cheryl Kessler after 1. .165 finish for Lucy, and now another opportunity to slow things down here a little bit on 43 and 44. Business starting to pick up on 45 and 46. Looks like Sharon Powers is going to hold at least a 30-pin lead over Debbie Wade. Sharon in the books at 188. You can see a washout on lane 42 for Debbie. She's going to take the 2, so she'll be at 144. So it'll be a 44-pin difference in our 231 match. Each player's exchanging strikes. 45 and 46 off to the races with early doubles. 9-pin advantage for Kessler after one. It's again 3-game matches, total pinfall determining who stays in the winner's bracket. If you go 2-0 today, you will have the opportunity to rest up. You won't have to be back on the lanes until 8 a.m. local time, 11 Eastern. If you lose one of your opening 2 matches, you will have to bowl at 5:15 as well, local time. Unless you lose both of your opening matches, then you are eliminated. So from these 32 players, we will have a handful eliminated. I said it once, I'll say it again. You cannot ice Tish Johnson. Just stop at 43. Stop doing that. That's not cool. Slowing us down. Tish is striking anyway. There's a nice cover on 47 by Sharon Aronson, taking care of the 2-4-8-10. A nice .277 for Tish out of the gates. She's going to hold a 112-pin lead after one. So the winner of these 2 matches featured will face off in the next round, scheduled to start at 3 local time here. We will keep the cameras on in between rounds since there's no re-oil. However, we will have a new event to start the late round tonight. And we'll conclude with some bonus action as well as the super senior portion for qualifiers who did not make the top 32 cut, who are super seniors. We'll face off in an 8-player bracket, 1-game matches. Essentially, what we're doing is all those players were going to get paid anyway for being the top super seniors outside of the cut number. But now we're going to give them the opportunity to bowl for it. Top prize of $500 going to the winner. Cheryl makes a run at it, only gets the 10. And the 3, 4, 7, 10. Now has gone high on her last 2 shots on lane 45. See if Tori can take advantage, already working on 4 strikes in a row. No doubter makes it 5. Tori getting lined up here. Making some big time shots. Has captured the overall lead against Cheryl Kessler. All right, let's see the adjustment Cheryl makes on 45. That's 46 dialed in. Well, a better shot, but nearly a 710 for a second there. Messenger doesn't have enough oomph to get all the way back to knock over the 10 pin. We'll have to get that respotted. Eight pin trips for Tish. Looks like Lucy is maybe not too thrilled with her fit at the moment. Just taking out different interchangeable thumb as going to the bag for some tape. Question in the chat concerning what seed Tish is. She is the #1 overall seed. So this is the 132 match. On 43 and 44. On 45 and 46, Tori Carter is the 16 seed. Cheryl Kessler, the 17 seed. So Lucy Sandlin actually finished outside of the top of 32. She is 33rd overall in qualifying, but as the defending champion, she was guaranteed a spot. In the double elimination match play bracket. Looks like we're all square on 45 now. Tish takes care of the 7-pin. We'll see if she sticks with that ball or maybe goes to the bag to try something different to get the corner out on 43. Tori gets him to mix up. Send one back from way downtown. 7 for 7 here in game 2. Fired 192 in the opener. It's down by 9 pins, has quickly erased that. Need to lay off a little bit. Need just a tad more shim. So 9-pin stands in the 8th frame. Great run to start game 2. Looks like Tish wasting no time to make a ball change. She'd been doing that throughout qualifying. Confidence was definitely there, so, and obviously averaging better than 230. You found something you liked, so she used a lot of the time to just kind of find out the quirks from pair to pair here at Gold Coast. Wasn't afraid to make ball changes. Said she felt pretty sharp about seeing the transition and making those adjustments quickly. Had been bowling a lot prior to her appearance here. And that change right there, something you don't see most folks just get up and do that easily. Shoot 277. Probably don't want to get out of that ball anytime soon, but you know, the back-to-back 4-7s maybe not the best shot, so but maybe learn something from that. Trip at 8, then flat 7, and said that's enough. So obviously 3-game matches with total pinfall seem like a long time, but you can't let too many frames go by before you're too far back. As Messenger, with help from another Messenger, nearly gets that 10-pin out for Tori Carter in the 9th frame. But we'll have the lead heading into the finale. That is when you trust what you're doing out there and trust your equipment. That's also how you become a Hall of Famer. Tori Carter did the heavy lifting in the first 7 frames, striking on her first 7 deliveries here. A few 9 counts to wrap up the game, and he's going to be in the 250s. Got to make a ball change. Which looked pretty darn good. 257. Puts her at 449. So now 449 to 364. Tori Carter ahead of Cheryl Kessler. 85 pins the difference there. Tori Carter keeping the pressure on here in the early going. 10th frame left to go. Tish can get to 216. Max score for Lucy 201, so more than likely will still be a 100 pin plus difference advantage Tish Johnson. Cheryl starts with an early double. Had 4 opens last game on her way to a 163. So she'll need all the strikes she can get here in the finale. Potentially some help too. If Tori Carter keeps throwing it like that, she will be moving on to the next round to face the winner of Tish and Lucy. Hi, Shauna. Thanks for joining us here on Bowl TV. We appreciate it. Hope all is well. Question about the pattern. 41 feet in length. It's been the same pattern all week this week, so you can find that link or the link to the graph in the description below the video here, where you can see something that says find results and more. Tough break there on 46. We saw quite a few 710s pop up during the early round of qualifying. Haven't seen too many since then. Cheryl having little room for error right now. Did not need to be running into one of those. Let's try to get to a few questions here. The pattern, as we said, 41 feet in length. You can find the graph at bowl.com/Senior Queens. Or you can go in the description below the video here on YouTube. Give that a click. How many lanes does this place have? 70. We're using 27 through 66 right now. And the pairs on the left and the right. To the left, we have Sharon Powers taking on Debbie Wade on 41 and 2. And on 47 and 48, we have Sharon Aronson taking on Heidi Pagankoff. So 479 to 344. Tish Johnson ahead of Lucy Sandlin. So outside of a crazy finish here, appears our defending champion will have a long way to go through the contenders bracket. to successfully defend her title and become the first player to win 4 Senior Queens. Did have a few high games this week. I think 289 was the high game we saw. You know, Leanne Holzenberg had one of those going 290, or having a chance for 290. Had a few players start with the front 10. Tori Carter has found the look. Started with the front 7 last game, on her way to a 257. Let's now start with the front 5 here in the 3rd and final game of the opening round of match play. Six for 6. Tori Carter. Getting closer and closer setting up a second round match with Tish Johnson. I had a few folks asking about high scores earlier. So I mentioned a few front tens have not got to 11 yet. I got too excited. And I jinxed Tori, so that was my bad. So taking a look at the bracket overall. Say at the moment we don't have live scoring, so we are unable to kind of follow everyone too closely. It looks like we will see the winner of Leanne Holstenberg and Shandy Simpchin take on the winner of Penny Fenneman and Mei-Ling Billingsley on 45 and 46 in the next round. Slated start time 3 p.m. And on 43 and 44, we will see the winner of Christy Witcher and Barb DeMorst take on the winner of Tana Spalding and Michelle Carter. Tish having some issues with her feel at the moment. So it's feeling a little bit warmer in her here. It's affecting her fit in the bowling ball. But no problem on the spare. These competitors have been on the lanes pretty much every day for the past a week or so. As mentioned, the National Golden Ladies Classic took place prior to the start of the Senior Queens over at the Orleans in Las Vegas, just a 5-minute drive from here. Two of our players on 43 and 44 are in the stepladder finals of that match, so bowling the maximum amount of games. Lucy Sandlin was the top seed overall. She ended up falling in the championship match to Jeannie Nacarado. Jeannie in the match play field here as well. Tish also made the finals, or the stepladder finals. So outside of final score, all but settled on 45 and 46 max score for Cheryl. 212. Tori already ahead of that, so just need to figure out those final numbers. Question in the chat about Jeannie Nacarado. She did advance in the bracket. She is taking on the 2010 Senior Queens champion, Char Hamill. That match over on 37 and 38. Question about Linda Barnes in the chat. She did not participate here this week. So for Cheryl and Lucy now, it's all about having a short memory. Going to go to a new pair, going to get some practice before you start. No, it's going to be a long way to go to make it to the stepladder finals, which will be taking place tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 local time here in Las Vegas, right here on Bull TV. Finish for Cheryl. Gives her a 5 of 44 set. So Tori Carter is going to average better than 250 in her final two games here to take the win against Cheryl Kessler. 246 finish, 257 last game. Makes it 695 to 544. So as mentioned, Tori will now take on top seed Hall of Famer Tish Johnson. the upcoming round. The winner will be done for the day after that. Get to rest up for the next round at approximately, well, let's start that over again. So if you go 2-0, if you win the next match after this, and then you're done for the day. You don't have to be back until 8 a.m. local time to continue on in the winner's portion of the bracket. However, if you lose your first 2 matches, you've been eliminated. If you win one and lose one, you'll be back on the lanes tonight at 5:15 p.m., 8:15 Eastern, for one additional round of 3 games. Looks like Terry Steins was a 670 to 660 winner over Kim Power, a few pairs to our left. Gonna say Robin Romeo 651 over Linda Kelly 584. Looks like most of our matches around the house pretty much at the same spot here, 9th, 10th frame. Looks like Beth Owen Chipaleski 653 over Mandy Wilson 557. Just going by pairs within the viewing range right now. We get to see the final score when they're all said and done, so. You can kind of see it on the screen there, but Lucy and Tish chatting a bit, probably about kind of guess what Lucy's kind of been seeing out there this week. Obviously Tish from the left side kind of had the lane to herself, but a seasoned eye can definitely know what's happening on the right side as well. So these 2 past teammates as well, part of the senior Team USA gold medalists at the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships. So they've certainly worked together in the past to find success. But round 1 here in 2018 will go to Tish. Lucy finishes with 565. Tish, never afraid to look for a challenge, just told Lucy, I'm gonna strike on this one just to beat you by 1. So all in good fun here. Smile on both of their faces, so a little friendly final shot. Oh, walk it off, Tish. Some gamesmanship from Lucy, but 222 to 221 in the final game gives Tish Johnson the 701-565 victory in the opening round against the defending champion. So Lucy now will head to the contenders bracket. Tish will take on Tori Carter. Sharon Powers with a 599-531 victory over Debbie Wade. Julie Niles, 668 to 538 over 2011 champion Paula Vidal. Let's see what else we got here. One pin victory for Laura Hardiman over Della Kallenbach, 572 to 571. There's a few pairs to our left. Jeannie Nacarado finishes with 249 to record the 632-576 win over Char Hamill. Only one match, 2 matches still going. 3 matches. I'll just keep adding on to it until we have everyone covered. Move a little bit to our right. Everyone hang tight. And Sharon Aronson covers the spare. She can get to 182. Do not know the scores after 2. Heidi Pagankoff already in the books at 164. Everything else way down beyond lanes. Looks like 31, 32, 33, 34, so not a good angle to get those, unfortunately. This is the final shot of this match, unless there is, just so happens to be a tie, but we will see. Sharon Aronson finishes with 182. Heidi Pagankoff takes the win, though, 532 to 512. So essentially we still have 2 matches going. Deb Lee and Julie Harrison, along with Debbie Ayers, and I suppose I can just look at the bracket.
Oh, I don't come back till 5? She said everybody bowls at 3:30 at 3 o'clock. I'm not tapping out.
Debbie Ayers is taking on Karen Barkle. We can move the camera over there. I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to capture, but hey, check out Gold Coast while we do it. So even tough to see when folks are leaving. But we do have some bowling going on, so. Looks like Debbie Ayers is making a ball change. Fortunately, without scores, can't add too much context. to have a question about who Lucy was going to bowl next, and she will be taking on Cheryl Kessler over on 37 and 38. Look at some of our matches coming up. As we mentioned, Tish Johnson and Tori Carter. It's going to be Heidi Pegenkoff taking on Laura Hardiman. The Tish-Tori match will be on 47-48. Sharon and Laura on 51 and 52. On 41 and 42, Robin Romeo and Beth Owen Chipoleski. On 43 and 44, we'll have Christy Witcher and Michelle Carter. A bit of an upset. Leanne Holsenberg falling in her opening match to Shandy Simpchin, 626 to 551. Mentioned Jeannie Nacarado claiming the victory. She will be taking on, I believe, Terry Steins. Jaylene Niles and Sharon Powers will be facing off. So some big names already in the contenders bracket. Lucy Sandlin, Leanne Holsenberg, Paula Vidal, and Char Hamill, past champions. Mei-Ling Billingsley will be heading to 45 and 46. She defeated Penny Fenneman. So we'll have that featured match. So the big bracket right behind us here in the Bowl TV setup. Still got the 10th frame in that match between Deborah Lee and Julie Harrison. So we will not know all matches until they're finished, but we are almost there. All right, Julie Harrison stepping up in her 10th frame. The only Senior Queens bowling going on at the moment. Once again, a 70 lane center. There's some activity on the very low end of the house. Our next round scheduled for 20 minutes from now, so if it's anything like earlier, players will get 10 minutes of practice, so not wasting any time getting to their next pair for their next match. I'd like to thank our gold industry partners, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, Hammer, Kegel, Rotogrip, and Storm for their continued support. As gold industry partners, Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider this week. A pattern of 41 feet in length. Obviously with the quick turnaround, we will have no re-oil, so this will be the burn this round. Looks like Debbie Ayers collected a 615 to 553 win over Karen Barkle. They will get the winner, or Debbie will get the winner of Julie and Deb down there. They're all done now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the opening round of our double elimination bracket competition. Ladies, please turn in your score sheets to the table behind lanes 39 and 40 if you haven't already done so. Everybody will return at 3 p.m. for our winners and our elimination bracket. That elimination bracket board and our winners board is located behind lanes 41 and 42. So again, announcements will begin at 3 p.m. Ladies, announcements will begin at 3 p.m. We'll see you all in just about 20 minutes.
All right, that was our tournament director, Tennille Milligan, alerting our competitors what was coming up next here. At the 2018 USBC Senior Queens, so our matchups just about all set. Just waiting to see it here on the board to make it official. Better matches here on Bowl TV at 45 and 46. Shandy Simpchin taking on Mei-Ling Billingsley, and Christy Witcher taking on Michelle Carter on 43 and 44. So about 20 minutes before our next round gets underway. So that means it should be about 10 minutes before practice starts. So pretty quick turnaround. This will be our final round on this particular YouTube event. We'll shut the cameras off for just a little bit so we re-oil for the next round. That'll be time for a contenders bracket action. So for right now, we are going to sit back for a minute, enjoy the splendors of Gold Coast here in Las Vegas, and we hope you don't go too far. It's going to be about 10 minutes until we start up the next round. We'll go ahead and move the cameras back to our featured pairs. So we wait for our next set of winners round matches. So once again, a big thanks to everyone for joining us here on Bowl TV. We hope to see you throughout the rest of the weekend. Of course, with the big finale, 8:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. The stepladder finals, the top 5 players will be bowling for not only the coveted tiara, but the $8,000 top prize going to the winner. Be sure to subscribe to Bowl TV. The bigger our numbers, the more we can do. So please do that as a thank you on your way out as you leave today. If you haven't done so already, we'd certainly appreciate it. Of course, follow us on social media. The Sport of Bowling USBC on Facebook, at USBC on Twitter. And at US Bowling Congress on Instagram and bowl.com. We'll have a recap story tonight when it's all said and done. So for right now, we're about 10 minutes away. We'll put that up on the screen. Everyone hang tight. Second round of the winner's bracket and first round of the contenders bracket coming up next here at Gold Coast.
into our elimination bracket, and we'll return this afternoon at 5:15. We also have an elimination bracket taking place at this time. Each match will also consist of 3 games total pin. Winner will move on and bowl at 5:15, and our eliminated competitor will end her run at the tiara. All right, ladies, at this time, your lanes are coming on for 10 minutes of warm-up. Good luck, ladies.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Bowl TV for the second round of winners bracket matches at the 2018 USBC Senior Queens. It's been an exciting day so far. Finished up qualifying, got down to our top 32. And now we have pair of winners bracket matches in front of us. These players looking to win and be done for the day. Otherwise, we'll have one more round starting at approximately 5:15 local time here. That's 8:15 Eastern. Our matchups on 43 and 44, Christy Witcher, who finished in third place at the 2017 Senior Queens in Baton Rouge, taking on Michelle Carter. And on 45 and 46, Shandy Simpson taking on Mei Ling Billingsley. Shandy knocked off Hall of Famer Leanne Holsenberg in the opening round. Square off against Mei Ling, who defeated Penny Fenneman. Christy Witcher defeated Barb Demorst to be at 1-0 for the week so far, and Michelle Carter defeated Tana Spalding to move on to the second round to create this matchup. 3-game matches, total pinfall will determine the winner. Our matches on Bowl TV ended up being a little one-sided in the opening round. Tish Johnson fired a 277 to build a demanding lead over our defending champion Lucy Sandelin. That matchup of Hall of Famers ended with Tish recording a 701 to 565 victory. And in the 16-17 match, Tori Carter averaged better than 250 in her final 2 games to record a 695 to 544 win over Cheryl Kessler. Those two are now paired up on lanes of 47 and 48. Over on 41 and 42, Robin Romeo and Beth Owen Chipileski also in the winners bracket. So we got a little different look at the scoreboards here, so we'll see if this makes it a little easier for everyone to kind of keep track. Mostly me, so I can let you guys know what's going on the lanes we're not showing. So hopefully scores will populate after game 1, and we can go from there. Right now, +0's up there, so those will hopefully change. Michelle Carter kind of burst onto the scene back in 2016. She won the National Golden Ladies Classic, which just wrapped up 2 days ago here in Las Vegas. Jeannie Nacarado, the champion at this year's event, but Michelle won in 2016 with a 300 game in the championship match. She ended up running the stepladder to do so and kept it off with all 12 in the championship match. Again, a big thanks to our gold industry partners, Brunswick Columbia 300, Ebonite, Hammer, Kegel, Rotogrip, and Storm for their continued support. .41-foot condition we've seen all week. It's not reconditioned in between blocks, so this is the burn, if you will. So 3 games from 2 players on each of these lanes, along with a pair of 10-minute warm-up sessions. Nice shot there from Shandy, her first strike here in round 2. Talked a little bit about Christy Witcher in the past, discussing the demanding conditions in Baton Rouge last year. She found her way to the stepladder finals. We mentioned finished 3rd. But here this year, the scoring pace much higher, about nearly 30 pins higher to make the cut, just under a 200 average to advance to the bracket. And Christy just finds a way to bowl well on everything. So definitely a tough match for anyone who catches her the rest of the way out, but we've seen Michelle Carter strike a whole bunch. So I'm excited to see this one unfold. Had the opportunity to see Mei Ling at a few events over the years. She was at the Senior Queens last year as well. Really our first look at Shandy. So a new player on the scene, but already making some noise. Was off to a strong start yesterday. Kind of fell a little back in the standings, but as we talked about, it's a brand new tournament once you get to match play. And Shandy put together some strikes and knocked off a Hall of Famer. Splits the 8-9 in the 5th. Great shot, Mei Ling. Michelle was looking for some push the whole way there. Pays the big price, 4.67 in her 5th frame. Looks like the scoring units here still a little finicky on 43 and 44. Tish Johnson, spare strike spare 3-bagger. 2 early opens for Tori Carter, but she's just delivered her first double in the 5th and the 6th frames. That pair one, or that match one pair to our right. Great shot for the first double there from Shandy. This is the first of 3 games. We will have some players eliminated after this round. We do have contenders bracket matches ongoing as well, so everyone who bowled in round 1 on the lanes once again here in round 2. Just a matter if they're winners or contenders bracket matches. Ball change here for Christie. Looks like a good match developing over on 41 and 42. Robin Romeo and Beth Owen Chipaleski. Nice shot there by Christie, kicking out the 10. Finds herself down at 12 after 6. That's going to be trouble. Promises over, leaves the 6 pin. And to end a string of 2 consecutive opens is Michelle Carter. Open in the 9th frame for Tori Carter. Drops her max down to 202. Tish Johnson is still striking. Her max score 270. That is an easy way to get in your opponent's head. Nice and early, just shoot 270 every game. Tish 4 strikes away from doing that for the 2nd consecutive round. She'll have a chance. Mei Ling's look has been really good here through the opening portion of game 1. Making really good shots. It's going to be another one right there. Has the light mixer working. It makes it 5 in a row. Debbie Wade, a few pairs to our left, having an opportunity to shoot 290. Her match against 2011 champion Paula Vidal. Paula not bowling bad by any stretch. So as a max score 257, but it's one of those instances where we talked about just running into someone who's got the look, is doing the thing, making the right decisions, and not much you can do about it. Miscue in the 10th frame from Tish Johnson. Misses the 7 pin to finish with 237. Tori Carter has a chance to get to 202. Going to be down regardless, but it's a little bit more manageable uphill climb. Getting the rare miscue from Johnson. Laura Hardiman going to be in the 260s in her opening match against, or opening game against Heidi Pagankoff. As a winner's bracket match as well. So a good ball change here from Christie. Making the adjustment in the sixth, or from the sixth frame, making it 3 in a row. Looks like a better shot from Michelle, and gets that 10 to kick out. Her max score, 211. 220 out there for Christie. Shandy bounces back with it. Nice shot after the open in the ninth. Can get to 192. Beth Owen Chipaleski going to be up in game one, just a matter of final score. She's at 224, max score for Robin Romeo 215. Debbie Wade finished with 278. Paula Vidad's going to be in the 240s. Find herself down more than 30 pins. .710 to the left from Robin Romeo, her second shot of the 10th. So she takes one, she'll have 202, find herself down at 22 after one to BOC. Shandy Simpson finishes with 182. Nailing Billingsley. Talking to someone in the back here saying, that's a nickel up there. But with the conversion, can get to 237, have a nearly 50 pin lead after one. 190 finish for Michelle Carter. Christy Witcher delivers the first strike in the 10th. Heard someone ask for push, and it's exactly what it needed. 4-9 second shot, but going to hold the lead. Got the important first strike in the 10th. Tori Carter really likes game two so far. Started with the front three over on 47 and 48. Nice 237 there from Mei-Ling. So it'll be a 49 pin advantage on 45 and 46. 16 pins on 43 and 44. Tish Johnson not affected by that missed 7-pin in the 10th frame. Started with the front 5 over on 47 and 48. Tori Carter had the front 3 before and open in the 4th. I think Mailing is going to be tough this round. She keeps making shots like that. Definitely looks comfortable out there right now. And you're comfortable, you're making good shots, you're having good ball reaction. Things are going your way. Question in the chat, where is this at? We are at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino inside their 70-lane bowling facility. This is in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. We are here for wire-to-wire coverage of the 2018 USBC Senior Queens. 3 rounds of qualifying already in the books. That finished up earlier today, along with the first round of match play in this true double elimination format. 32 players advance to the bracket. So we will have our first elimination after this round, both winners bracket and contenders bracket matches happening throughout the center. Early miscues all around on 43 and 44 here in game 2. Shell could have moved into the overall lead there with the spare, but gave a few pins back, and at the end of it all, you just want to be around where your opponent's at come the third game. Obviously, we've seen it before, most notably 2 years ago over at the Orleans in the 4-player shootout round to make the stepladder final when Robin Flynn fired at 279 to make a big jump in the match and actually end up leading to earn the number 3 seed for the stepladder final. So anything can happen, but you don't want to put yourself in a position to where you need 250, 260. Because usually in that case, if you need that much, your ball reaction probably hasn't been best the first 2 games, so you're really hoping to stumble into a good look. Another ball change there from Christie after back-to-back opens. Finds the right look for her first mark. Question in the chat about the Nacarado Terry Steins match, and I see a score up there for Terry Steins. Looks like 158 from here. I know Jeannie had more than that. I'm taking a glance down there, but do not recall the exact score. She started off with the front 4 here in game 2. Tish had started with the front 8 over on 47 and 48. And leaves an 8-pin. You can see standing on 47 in the 9th frame. Tori Carter bowling well once again in game 2. Has a max of 256, but could be losing pins once again. Shandy perfect on lane 45 here in game 2, but needs to figure out 46. Mei Ling has settled in once again pretty nicely after the open in the first. Something we talked about throughout the course of qualifying, just discussing the different aspects of this event, that anything can happen in a 3-game match. Can win with 540 and lose with the 660. We saw that happen in one of our matches. Terry Steins defeating her teammate Kim Power 670 to 660. 660 would have won quite a few matches, but that's not how it works. The only person you're concerned about beating is the player you are up against. No continued pinfall, no bonus pins, just head-to-head 3 games. Whoever has a higher score when it's all said and done advances. Tori Carter is going to finish game 2 with 235, but is going to find herself in a bigger deficit though. Tish Johnson max score 279 after starting with the front 8. See if we can get some other scores to you here as we take a look around. All of our winners bracket matches are to our right. Contenders, or I shouldn't say that, the match on 41 and 42 also in the winners bracket, but we have everything 39 and 40 to the left. I mentioned Beth Owen and Chipileski up 224 to 202 against Robin Romeo. Barb DeMorst in a contenders bracket match against Tana Spalding up 227 to 209. Cheryl Kessler up 184 to 171 against Lucy Sandelin. Debbie Wade 278 to 246 against Paula Vidal. Looks like 209 to 202. Shar Hamill with the advantage over Kim Power. That's about all I can see from my current angle. The winners bracket, Julie Harrison up 231 to 190 against Debbie Ayers. Laura Hardiman 267 to 192 advantage over Heidi Pagankoff. Sharon Powers with a 1-pin advantage, 192 to 191 over Jaylene Niles. Can't quite see much further from that from here. It looks like Jeannie Nacarado is in the 200s, or 200 plus. Terry Stein's 158. So live action going on here. Kelly, I don't have Tish's exact numbers, but it's a lot. She struck a whole bunch today. Averaged nearly 235 in qualifying. Just shot 701 her first round and is averaging better than 250 in her second match so far through 2 games. Question from James, what pattern? It's 41 feet in length, James, 25.5 mils. We're on the Kegel Fire Oil this week. If you want to take a look at the graph, it is in the description below the video where you see results and more. Click here. Go ahead and click on that link. That'll take you to our one-stop shop for results, lane pattern information, and more here for the Senior Queens, along with all the links. To previous live streams, or you can subscribe to Bowl TV as well while you're at it. Tish Johnson out 505 to 426 against Tori Carter. That is the only match in game 3 right now. Easily will be our first one done. That's one thing you never have to worry about with Tish. She goes up there and she knows what she's going to do. So Tori's been pretty lined up as well. Unfortunately, just run into a tough matchup here. She's averaging 213 for her 2 matches, but as I mentioned, her opponent averaging better than 250. Makes it tough. Shandy with the open in the 9th frame can max out at 178. Mei Ling going up in the 9th and 10th. Already on a 192 pace. So just by staying clean, she can add on to that. Has a max overall score 222. Ho Ho gets the hit. 5-7 up there for a brief second, but that wasn't thinking about standing. Those pins knew better. Michelle Carter working on a double up on lane 43. There she is. Started to see the lane open up to where her power game could take advantage. Making some good shots too, 5 out of the last 6. Ball change here for Mei Ling on the fill ball. Definitely a great opportunity to try something different. Finishes with 201. Should put her at 438 for 2. We'll have a sizable lead heading into the finale. Ball change there for Christie, but Carey doesn't cooperate. She gets to the swish zone. Christy Witcher finishes with 148. So she'll be at 354. Opportunity for a big swing here for Michelle Carter, working on 3 strikes in a row. She has a max of 235 out there. And, oh, gets the hit. Make it 4 in the row now in the 220s. Sharon Powers did not like that game being so close. Shot 279 in game 2, so she's built up a sizable lead. Laura Hardiman up 461 to 414 over Heidi Pegenkoff. Close one between Cheryl Kessler and Lucy Sandlin. 1 pin, the advantage. Kessler 389 to 388. Michelle is going to make turn a 16-pin deficit into a 70-plus pin lead. Oh, by the way, Tish Johnson still striking. Front 7 this game now. We'll keep an eye if she gets up to the 10th frame with an opportunity to do something cool. We will potentially head over there for just a second. Nice finish for Michelle Carter. All 3 in the 10th to get to 235. Now holds a 425, 354 advantage over Christy Witcher. Started talking about Tish too much, and she leaves the 6 pin in the 8th. 784. That's still not bad for 3. Debbie Wade 482 to 406 advantage over Paula Vidal. Good match brewing. 41 and 42 in the winners bracket. Beth Owen, Chipolesky 426, Robin Romeo 416. Julie Harrison up 456 to 395 over Debbie Ayers. Sharon Powers 4. Looks like 471 to 384 and 94. I think 394. Jaylene Niles. And our featured pairs. Both matches seem in hand heading into game 3, but you never know. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves. Obviously, the first thought is being one of the 8 remaining players in the winners bracket. That's nice. You get a early day. You'd be done after this round. Also nice. Don't want to get too far ahead. Start making dinner reservations. Especially here in the early going. Tish Johnson, she can do that. She's going to be undefeated One of 8 remaining players. She has already shut out Tori Carter. And Tori's not bowling bad by any stretch. Just ran into a tough opponent who hasn't lined up. Our top overall seed. It's been dominant so far. Can finish with a 784. Nice shot there from Shandy. Tish is going to finish up with 268 for a nice 773. Yowza. A lot of striking. Not much you can do in that situation, as we mentioned. Tori bowling well. Actually get to 251 this game with 2 more strikes in the 10th. Be a 677 series, so 225 average. Certainly nothing to scoff at, but cannot do much against 774. An opportunity for Mei Ling really to put this match away after 2 miscues early on here from Shandy. The light hit continues to work. .251 finish for Tori Carter, but 677 not enough. 773, Tish Johnson. Can we say yowza one more time? Remember, after this round, we will take a quick break. Turn the cameras off for just a little bit to re-oil before we get to the next round of contenders bracket matches. So we'll also feature the finale of the Super Senior bracket for the non-cashers. Have that as well. So we'll reconfigure the cameras, get ready for all that action. Coming up at 5:15 here in Las Vegas. That's 8:15 p.m. Eastern. So still have time for more and more bowling here on Bowl TV. So your weekend's packed. Great way to supplement the collegiate basketball action going on. Made it prior to the festivities for St. Patrick's Day. Taking some Bowl TV. USBC Senior Queens 2018 taking place at Gold Coast in Las Vegas. Doozy of a matchup on 41 and 42 right now. Ten-pin advantage, Beth Owen Chipaleski. Players essentially even through 5. Nice coverage by Shandy in frame number 5 of the 6-7-10. Always cool to have that on Bowl TV. Don't want to let that slide by there. But both Michelle and Mei-Ling doing what they need to do here, just filling frames, staying out of trouble. That 7-pin did fall out of there. Split cover and start throwing some pins around. Question in the chat about the age requirement for this event. You have to be age 50 or older as of the start of competition. For the super senior portion of the event, that ups it into 60 at the start of competition. Christie gets him to mix up. Finds herself a big deficit with 5 frames to go. And goodness, back-to-back single pin misses from Robin Romeo over on 41 and 42. Almost unheard of. Definitely something we don't see often, if ever, from the 3-time champion. I think we might be making an executive decision here. Switch over to 41 and 42. Both of these matches well in hand. So get down to the 8th frame and beyond. We'll let Shandy and Michelle finish up their respective frames before we move the camera over. A little bit closer match. Between Beth Owen Chipaleski and Robin Romeo. We'll keep you up to date on these matches as they get closer and closer to the finish. All but wrapped up, just a matter of final score. So here's the scenario over on '41 and '42. We'll get Michelle's first shot here. 8th frame, working on a spare. Some trouble, but still in good shape. See Robin Romeo there. This is her 8th frame. She's working on a strike. Tripped at 2 in the 7th frame for the strike. Now leaves the 2-7-8. She was down by 10 pins heading in, and she's unable to cover this. Beth Owen can step up in the 9th and 10th. And close this thing out. Nice cover by Robin. Her max score now 193. Beth is on a 185 pace. So filling out with good count. She would have enough to hold on to that 10-pin lead if Robin was able to strike out. Still have our matches going. 43-4. This is Christy Witcher in the 9th frame. There was a nice shot. Robin Romeo, 9th frame. Comes in light once again. Uses the bucket. Gives away some count as well. Her max score now 179. Beth just has to find a way to get to 170. She will be 2-0 and one of the top 8 players still alive in the winners bracket. Now just needs to get to 159. Our defending champion on the ropes. Some excitement going on to our left. It's going to be essentially a winner. Just need count now for Beth Owen Chipileski, and she's going to send Robin Romeo to the elimination bracket. Michelle Carter, this is her 10th frame. She's going to be advancing as well. Mei Ling up in the 9th frame. She's going to be finishing off the W as well. We're going to go a little bit further to the left. Okay, that's the first shot of the 10th. There you go. See Lucy Sandlin at the very far left of your screen right there. This is her 10th frame, working on a strike. Cheryl Kessler gave her an opportunity, missed a single pin in the 9th frame. 1 pin separated them. Lucy can throw one more and shut out Cheryl Kessler. Lucy can max out at 217. Max score for Cheryl 210 with all 3 in the 10th. So Lucy can wrap it up essentially with this strike. Second shot of the 10th. Strike to shut out. Cannot tell if she got the 10 pin out. Did not. So Cheryl will have a chance to double in the 10th now. Match in between Tana Spalding and Barb DeMorst. That one's pretty close too. They're still got a frame or two to go. Barb will be stepping up for her 8th frame. So Cheryl Kessler will have an opportunity to double in the 10th to eliminate our defending champion. Michelle Carter finishes with 6.16. That will be a winner against Christy Witcher. Let's see, Beth Owen, Chip Oleski, and Robin Romeo. Cheryl gets the first one in the 10th, is going to have a chance. Barb up in the 9th frame, working on a strike. She held a 10-pin advantage over Tana. But Tana can go up in the 9th and 10th and shut out Cheryl Kessler. Must strike situation. And it looks like the 10-pin stands for her. And a big sigh of relief for our defending champ, Lucy Sandlin. Is going to advance to fight another round. Cheryl Kessler will be eliminated after that. So the final tally in that match going to be 394 to 389, or 594 to 589. Yowza. Debbie Wade is going to eliminate Paula Vidal. Just about done on our other feature pairs in front of us. Everything to the right just about done as well. So we can't get everything, but be sure to check the bracket, bowl.com/Senior Queens. And of course, the next round coming up 8:15 p.m. Eastern, about an hour from now. 5:15 local time here in Vegas at Gold Coast. We're going to re-oil for our next set of matches, as well as the conclusion of the Super Senior non-cashers bracket. So for Barb, she can max out now at 181. That means Tana has already locked up this match. So the strike there is going to officially wrap things up. Just a matter of final score. So with this second round of match play in the books, fortunately we have to say goodbye to a handful of competitors. I believe we'll be down to the top 24 after this round, and then down into the top 16 after that. 8 remain in the winner's bracket. Be sure to check bowl.com/Senior Queens for more information. But we'll be back in about an hour, 55 minutes for continued coverage of the contenders bracket here at the 2018 Senior Queens. So for our gold industry partners, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite Hammer, Kegel, Roto Grip, and Storm, and staff here at Gold Coast, Mike Kaufman and his crew, the USBC tournament staff here on site. Tennille Milligan, Richard Payne, Kathy Prang, and Kathy Waka. I'm Aaron Smith. We're signing off for just a little bit. Keep an eye, bowl.com/Senior Queens for more information. Be sure to subscribe to Bowl TV on your way out if you haven't done so already as well. But we'll see you shortly here from Gold Coast for more action from the 2018 Senior Queens. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you soon.